Hey there, this is Greg, the Masked Gamer, and I'm coming to you with more Final Girl Fridays where you get to watch me lose horribly and not know what I'm doing. For those of you who are new to my channel, this is a place for COVID-cautious folks to talk about board games. You're perfectly welcome to be here even if you're not COVID-cautious, provided there's no minimization, denialism, or harassment of any kind. With that said, this is a solo game, so I'm here by myself today, and I can take my mask off. Today we're going to be doing the Falconwood Files against the Slayer. This is a wild little box. I am already certain I'm going to mess up all them rules, but let's talk a little bit about what we've got going on here. So firstly, we are going to have the final girl for today is going to be Janelle. Janelle has a nifty little slingshot. Her special power is, oh my goodness. Even her special power has got all this extra stuff. You would place a tracking marker on the 0 value. After failing a horror roll or saving a victim, move it to the right. When you resolve an action card that deals damage, you can increase it by the number of the space on the marker and then return the marker to 0. Sure. Like I'll ever unlock any ultimate abilities in Season 3. Season 3 has been kicking my little tuchus. Okay, my tuchus isn't so little anymore. It's been kicking my tuchus. Alright, so what we're going up against today is the Slayer. The Slayer is a multi-dimensional being. There is our dimension, and then there's the mirror dimension. Now there's going to be some meeples who are stuck in the mirror dimension represented by little gray tokens. The Slayer can only kill those. Whenever this little housey looking symbol shows up, the Slayer is going to resolve that by porting the closest victim to himself into the mirror dimension. If there's no gray meeples left, someone in the mirror dimension just dies from, I guess, shock and horror, and then we use that token instead. If there's no victims in the mirror dimension, if there's no victims in our dimension when we resolve that, bloodlust increases. If he targets a human and there's no victims in the mirror dimension, he will pull someone into the mirror dimension instead and then ignore the rest of his action. I'm going to mess that all up. Okay, we can use this Open a Rift ability to travel into the mirror dimension. And then when we are in the mirror dimension, we can return to our dimension at any point in time. If we're still in the mirror dimension during upkeep, we lose a health. So I guess that's why the people farther from him die. Also, we cannot damage him unless we are in the mirror dimension. Right? Yeah? Is that true? Is that true? Assuming that's true. Yes, I must be in the mirror dimension to kill him unless I have a reaction card. Now, he can still attack me even when I'm not in the mirror dimension because he has a special sense of me. That's half the new rules for this expansion. The other is the Falconwood Files. This over here is the Falconwood map. There are little river crossings that there are cards that might let you cross. There are bridges that you can cross. There's also a mechanic where there is one of 5 different randomly determined missions that we have to complete before we can kill the killer. The mission that I have randomly selected today is Expose the Lab. We have 3 randomized tokens here, and yes, I did remember to replace the errata printed ones in the box with the correct ones. We have the Expose the Lab reference card, and we have the Reporter Friend reference card. So when we go to the lab, and luckily we're near it, when we go to the lab, we're going to reveal the top token and then place that token in another location on the board based on this reference sheet. When we are in a location with a numbered token, we can use a search action to retrieve the token and place it on the sheet. Once we place all 3 tokens on the sheet, the mission is completed. Once we have all 3 missions on this sheet and we end our movement in the police station, the mission is completed, we get 2 free items, and the reporter comes into our space, which helps us to search for items more better. and then we can kill the boss. Whew. Okay, our random signature effect card we drew was Combo, which lets us choose 2 action cards and the order we want to resolve them in, using the result of a single horror roll to resolve them in that order. And that should be interesting with the reporter, because if I resolve a search action first, I can change the face of a die to a star, and then I would still have that star for the second action. So I think that's how that works. We'll see. But our first event for today is the grand opening of a new bridge. Finally, I thought they'd never finish. We can cover the river crossing of our choice with the bridge token, and those spaces are now considered adjacent. Okay, so we're going to get a bridge token and decide which river crossing we want to make easier to cross. And I think I'm going to choose this one down here by this exit, just because it's going to also help me get some more mobility with the tokens from the government center. Okie dokes. And now we can get started. So, one thing that's going on here is I cannot go into the mirror dimension to take this person out unless I have one of those open rift cards. So, there's absolutely, positively nothing I can do to help the person on my space. I'm going to go try to start my mission by going through this space with the other meeple and taking that victim with me. So, we're going to start, as usual, with a walk. I'm not going to, for those of you who are not used to watching this on my channel, I only show the killer board and the location board. I don't show my tableau, and I just kind of narrate what I'm doing. I just feel like it's better because you can see more that way, and that's that. And I'll just tell you what's happening on the dice because I'm tired and I just cooked for it. So, I got 1 success on my walk roll, so I'm going to spend a time and move over here to where this nice little person is. Then I am going to, I'm going to walk again and head into the government lab so that I can start figuring out how to expose this lab, hopefully. I did not get a success that time, but I'm going to discard a weak attack and strong attack to change my 4 into a success. To lower this again, this little meeple is going to follow me in here, and I'm going to reveal one of these tokens. So I have... supposed to use this side. So I've revealed token number... Is this focus not working again? Really? There we go. It's working. Okay. And so I've revealed token number 6, which is going to appear on the town fair. That's cool because that's kind of the direction I was planning on heading on anyway, because I was planning to try to rescue people. So that's pretty cool. I am going to risk one of my focuses, hoping I get a success on it to try to increase my likelihoods of succeeding at things, because I've been having a generally bad time, but I, of course, failed, so I get a tier and I lose 2 time, and that sucks, so I'll take a sprint for the next turn. Why do I try to do things that involve dice rolls? I'll never know, because I say I always roll poorly, although in the last game of this that I played, I got a whole bunch of successes off the bat and still died terribly. Don't judge me. I'm very good at Unstoppable, I swear. All right, killer's turn. So first the killer is going to resolve the other dimension thing. So first we have to determine what victim is currently closest to the Slayer. This one is 2 spaces away. So we are going to replace this yellow victim with a gray victim, and that one is now in the mirror dimension. Then he's going to move 2 spaces, because he's so fast, towards the nearest person that he can kill, which is going to be that gray meeple he just transformed, and he's going to kill them. Well, guess someone still died on the first turn. I feel like a lot of the level... not level 2, the second season ones gave me some time before people started dying off, and this one just doesn't. They just die. They just die all the time. I rolled a 2. Okay. John stood agape as the horrific scene he now found himself unfolded around him. His wife Sheila, who we don't see anywhere, lay dead on the pavement, blood oozing out of her bullet-ridden back. Above her stood a man, looming over her like an all-enveloping... This does say Slayer. Above her stood a man, looming over her like an all-enveloping shadow, shotgun in hand. John filled with anger as the man's face lifted to reveal a cruel, wicked smile that spread from ear to ear. John lunged towards the man, stopping inches away, every muscle in his body frozen in place. The world around him crumbled away to reveal two beady green eyes boring into his soul. John's bones snapped as he was violently compacted into a ball. His horrifically contorted body, now unrecognizable, crumpled to the floor. Okay, well, he's dead. He's dead, that's for sure. Now, does that mean... So that died. So I'm supposed to put a victim here. But does that mean I put a yellow victim there or a gray? For simplicity's sake, this applies to both dimensions. It doesn't say this. I'm going to assume that I'm supposed to be putting yellow meeples in the dead area and that this boss can potentially kill more than a total of 6 people. So that's the assumption that I'm making. We're going to raise that track, and things are going to get worse real bad here because this guy is mobile. He's going to be terrible. All right, there are no other killers in the victim's space, and I believe that only people I believe that for panicking, it's only the panic phase. Yeah, only ones in the mirror dimension would panic. Okay. So we're now in the upkeep phase. We don't take damage because... Oh, wait. Terror card. Whew. See, I'm already overwhelmed. I feel something evil in this place. If there are no victims on the board, discard this. Otherwise, if there are more victims in our dimension than the mirror dimension, holy crap, we're going to turn 2 victims into mirror dimension ones and then take 2 bloodlust on top of that. Holy crap, okay. So this one is going to turn into a mirror victim, and then the next closest one, that's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Because I've been doing so bad in this box, I'm just going to do multiple decisions based on what's going to mess me up the least. So it's going to be this one that's going to change at my best friend's house. And then I have to gain 2 bloodlust. So the first bloodlust is going to increase our horror track by 1, bringing it up to 5. And then the second bloodlust is going to happen, and now he moves 3 spaces instead of 2 already at the end of round 1. Wow. And I have to still... Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I mean... That's the game. Okay, upkeep phase, nothing happens. Action phase, I'm going to try to sprint. I'll probably fail. I completely whiffed on the sprint. So I am going to move 1 space, take 1 damage, lose 2 time, and my turn immediately ends. But because I whiffed, I get another tier marker, so that's nice. I can discard those to move, but I'm not going to do that just yet. Oh no, he's going to just suck this one right into his little otherworldly thing again. Oh man, if I move 1 more space, might that change that? Yeah, I'm gonna discard these 2 tiers. They're off to the side there, you can't see them. To move 1 more space towards this bridge, and then that way I can actually save a victim. Thank goodness. I'm going to use that to lower the horror. Okay. Oh my goodness. I'm not going to risk this focus card. I'm going to hold on to it. I have 4 time to spend. Oh, I can't spend it anyway because my turn immediately ended. Oh, this was during the bad guy's turn. What am I doing here? I got lost. I sprinted. I failed to sprint. My turn immediately ended, so I cannot actually use that token to do anything because it's not my turn. Okay. Fine. Planning phase. I can buy 4 worth of things. I'm going to take the sprint. I'm going to take that open a rift because otherwise I'm not going to save anybody. They're all just going to die all around me. And yeah, that's all she wrote for me there. Killer phase. So first the killer is going to turn somebody into a mirror dimension person, which is going to be the one closest. Then he's going to move as close as possible. We're going to send him up in that direction to maybe stave off some drama, and somebody is going to die. And that is going to be this Sierra. Sierra could feel a chill run down her spine as she wearily crept through the heart of Fanghorn Forest. Except, yeah, I mean, she's kind of close to it, that's fine. As she stumbled through the darkness, she began to feel uneasy. Her hair escaped her air. Her air escaped her as her eyes fell on a tall green figure hidden behind the tree line. Sweat beaded down her face as she struggled to take in a breath. All the oxygen in her body seemed to push out of her as the figure disappeared behind the tree line. She slowly collapsed to the ground, the life in her eyes waning with each second, and suddenly the air around her surged into her chest. Pain exploded through her as her lungs ruptured. This thing just kills everybody in its track. Well, it would have healed one. Now, I don't think it actually does because I believe that the Ratchet Lady is the only one who can heal above her max health. And that's the way I'm going to keep playing stuff because this is hard enough as it is. If that's wrong, you could tell me and I'm going to keep doing this. I don't care. We're going to reveal a tarot card. Hyperdimensional travel. Okay. So it is going to move twice towards the closest person. So that's going to be all the way over here, and it's going to go ahead and kill yet another meeple with hyperdimensional travel. Hyperdimensional travel. The figure stalked Madison's every move. Even though she couldn't see it, she knew it was there. She bolted, attempt to catch it off guard, but the figure was ready. The ground under her pulled apart, dragging her down into a deep hole. That hole would become her tomb. The ground compacted, crushing her. As the light faded from her eyes, she knew the figure was laughing. Liam stood agape as the air around him crackled and thundered. Reality itself seemed to pour open. A hand slowly reached out from the hole, and within seconds, a wretched tearing filled the air as Liam's skin was torn from his body and the hand disappeared back through the portal. Okay, so that's one death, which is going to reveal the dark power. Renewed determination. Whenever you resolve the dimension shift card on the finale card, the Slayer will immediately move one space. Okay? Lovely. If there are no victims in the mirror dimension, ignore the rest of this card. Otherwise, place the Slayer with the furthest victim in the mirror dimension. So he's going to teleport all the way over here and then kill this one. That was Liam. So he kills another one. Oh my goodness, which raises our horror to 6. So our horror is at 6. We're already halfway through the Bloodlust track. He's going to move 3 spaces per turn now, and that was only round 2. How is this possible? I have no idea. But yeah, we're just going to head towards that government tycoon because I don't think there's much chance of us saving anybody in this town. We're going to have to focus first because otherwise we're going to reach the point where we can't do much with Bloodlust. Of course, I failed on that, so I'm going to have to discard my weak attack and my short rest to turn that into 1 success to raise my focus by 1. Then I'll try to sprint. I whiffed again, so I'm going to dump a focus and a walk to turn that into 1 success to move 2. And then I'm going to try to walk to the next space where the government token is, and I whiffed again. I have no way to avoid that, so that is a fail result. I'm going to move the 1 space, lose 1 health, and lose 2 time. Now, in order to do this, I have to get a search card. I have to use a search card on that space to resolve the thing. So I'm going to use my 2 energy to get a search card, and then that's really all she wrote for me. Yeah, I'm definitely not even gonna be able to do a single damage to this encounter. It's just gonna keep killing me. Okay, so first The one closest to the space closest to him turns into one of these mirror things. He comes over here. He kills it. Okay. So we're going to roll that dice again. 4. Oh, I rolled 4 earlier. For 1. Okay, the room was as black as the darkness that had seemed to bleed out of George's closet mere minutes ago. His eyes struggled to adjust to the light. He shuddered as he observed the scene surrounding him, a room familiar yet unfamiliar. Suddenly a boom echoed from the closet, turning George's uneasiness into one simple thing: fear. His palms began to sweat as 2 green hands reached out from the inky darkness of the closet. He tried to run, but he couldn't move. The hands clenched into fists, and all George could feel was pain as his ribs let out a sickening crack. The hands shot upwards as George's ribs hurled through his body, out his head, and into the ceiling above. His body crumpled to the ground as the hands slid back into darkness. I like the narrative of the deaths here. Okay, so now he's going to move 4 spaces and do 4 damage. And we still draw a terror card. Oh, now he has interdimensional focus. Whenever you resolve the interdimensional thing on the finale card, you'll reveal it a second time. Like, we're going to get to a finale card. I mean, come on. Whatever. Okay, things in the real dimension, don't panic, because that's what they don't do. Do I have to... No, I can just discard the search action to resolve this token, place it here, and reveal the next one. So the next one's going to be at 2, which is the school. So I'd have to go all the way to the school. But I'm going to try to rescue these people near me first. But I only have Open a Rift, which can't really be used for anything, so I'm just going to have 6 stuff to spend. So I'm going to get 2 sprints because I gotta make motion, and I'm going to take a search, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's my hand size, and yeah, that's the end of my turn again. So he's going to turn this victim into a mirror dimension and then kill it. We've rolled a 1, we rolled a 4, 5. Did we see this one already? No. Melissa screamed in terror as the slender green figure rounded the corner. The figure effortlessly flicked his hand, wrenching back the carpet where she stood. As she started to get up, the carpet quickly engulfed her before rising into the air. The figure let out a malicious laugh that made Melissa's stomach churn as it raised its arms, causing the many chairs and tables that populated the room to rise. It clenched its fists, breaking off the levitating furniture into sharp splinters. Before Melissa could even react, thousands of pieces impaled her body from all sides, careening into the walls around her. The carpet turned to deep crimson as it plummeted to the floor. So she's dead. It'll heal 1, but it's not going to heal 1 because it hasn't taken any damage. And then we do a terror card. Never-ending attacks. Okay, so it is going to move... Oh, it can only move towards the blue ones in this case. Okay, so it's going to move 4 spaces towards the nearest blue one. 1, 2, 3. So it will kill it anyway. Never-ending attacks. Never-ending attacks. Never-ending attacks. Is that... No, that's from 10. It's 10. Never-ending attacks. Slayer watched them. His demeanor was cold and calculating as his prey trembled, trapped at the mercy of his whims. Joanna tried to break away, but all it took was a nod of his head to send her crashing into the ceiling. As blood filled her mouth, he slowly began to raise his hand. Her blood burrowed upwards in her body, shearing through the skin and tissue until it reached her delicate brain. Then his hand shot down, her head exploding outwards in all directions. And he turned towards his next victim. They were motionless, covered in blood, with a look of pure terror spread across their faces, and Slayer smiled. Okay, so that was 1 death, which brings us up to now doing 5 damage, and then he moves over here, kills this last one. That was the same thing, moves up here. Horror goes up to 6, and then he's going to just start discarding these terror cards willy-nilly. I don't even know what I'm trying to do anymore at this point, but yeah, sure. We're going to start with a focus to try to get that horror down. I got 1 success. Yay! I got a success. Woohoo! I'm going to spend 2 of these to move 1 space and save this person while I still can. And I'm going to use that to lower 1 horror because I didn't actually save the person the first time, which I forgot. I'm not going to focus yet. I'm going to try to sprint, and I'm going to try to go up and around to the school so that I can rescue those two people. Maybe, I don't know. In order to do that, I would have had to get a success. Well, we'll discard our short rest and our weak attack to turn that into a success. So we're going to run up to the library. I'm going to sprint again. Ah! That time I got 2 successes. Huzzah! So I can move 3 spaces, 1, 2, 3, and I actually did save 2 other people. I'm going to use one of those to heal one. I'm going to use the other one to move 1 extra space to the school. And then I can discard a search to put this here and reveal the last token, which is a 4, which is Fanghorn Forest. Okay, so I have to just get to Fanghorn Forest and then back to the police station, and then I can kill things. Excellent. Let's do some walking while we have the cards to do so. I whiffed that, so we're going to ditch. I mean, I'm never going to get to the other side right now, so I'm going to ditch the open a rift and the focus to turn that into a success and come here. I'm going to take a search card for the 2 and then hope that I can make it into that final space on the next turn. Okay. Killer phase, interdimensional rift. This becomes a gray person. He goes 1, 2, 3, 4 because he's got 4 movement. Kills the gray person without batting an eyebrow. And I think that would be. I think there's only going to be one of these left. Let's see. We have this one. This one. We still have 2. Let's just read general kill 3. Mountains of bodies seemed to bore into Billy as he ran. Behind him, he could hear that wretched green figure whispering his name, a malevolent and putrid voice that only fueled Billy's terror as he stumbled through a forest nearly identical to the one he knew his entire life in Falconwood. After a moment, Billy turned to find the danger that surrounded him to have vanished. As he breathed a sigh of relief, he felt a cold hand grasp the base of his neck. A blood-curdling scream rang out as his spine was wrenched through his back. We discard the next terror card because that's what happens on that track, and then we actually reveal a terror card. So many are gone. There are still victims on the board. There are not more than 4 in the mirror dimension. He will move towards the nearest victim, but since there are none, he will resolve this thing instead and then ignore the rest of the action. So this will... Hey guys, just my dogs are barking. The dogs next door are barking. All the dogs are barking in the neighborhood. No. Shush. Good boy. Okay. So, panic phase. Oh, this one will panic because someone did die this turn, and then that happened. So, a panic does happen for once, and this one will run this way. Okay. Oh, it fell off the... No, you can still see it. All right, now, what's happening next? I get to take a turn, and I'm going to hopefully roll 2 successes to get into that space where the final thing is, but instead I totally whiffed it, so that's that. Oh, I can still move 1 space, take 2 damage, and lose 2 time, even when I whiff, so that's good. Okay, so I have 4 to spend. I am going to have to start killing this thing soonish, so we'll take open a rift, and we'll take a sprint to try... Oh, because we're going to have to get to the police station. So let's just take 2 sprints for now, and our other basic cards, and then it's the killer's phase. So first the killer is going to turn this very last one into a mirror dimension person, and then he's going to kill it. And we'll read the last thing here, which is... Yeah. Jackie scrambled to catch her bearings in the new world that she found herself in. As she looked around, she felt a tugging sensation on her left arm. She turned to find a blurry, distorted figure watching her from the shadows. Fear enveloped her. She tried to run away, only to find her body snap in place. Tears strung down her as her arm methodically rose before lurching forward, pushing into her mouth and down her throat. Agony coursed through her as she felt her fingers clawing their way through her like a tarantula. The fingers tore through her body until they reached her heart, violently crushing it before yanking it out through her mouth, and her eyes rolled to the back of her head. Okay, this scenario may be impossible, but these deaths are A+++ deaths. I really appreciate that. I like them a lot. We discard the next tarot card, and then he does a tarot card. Run up that hill. He's heading towards the final girl, and he's going to move a total of 8 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then he is going to do 5 damage to her. I do not have a guard card, so that is 5 damage. And she comes back to life. She healed 3. She healed 3. So that was. She didn't die. She didn't die. And horror goes up from 4 to 5. So she's still alive. Barely. Oh, my face. Okay, and it is her turn. Let's. I mean, a short rest isn't going to do anything for me because it can one-shot me no matter what. So there's no point in short resting. I swear to gosh. So we're gonna walk to that next room. This is ridiculous. I whiffed the walk. So I'm gonna take 1 damage, lose 2 time, move 1 space. I am going to discard this search card to put this on the track, so that's everything on the track. And there would have been a way that we would have had to need more tokens, which is just absolutely wild. I don't understand. But we're gonna sprint towards that police station. Ooh, I got a double success on that, so I get to move 3. 1, 2, 3. I still have another sprint left, so I can try to get into the police station. I whiffed that one. I'm going to discard the 2 focuses to get on in there. I can discard the 3 police station tokens. I'm going to place the reporter on the police station. And I'm going to look through the item deck and take 2 items of my choice from here. Oh, gosh. Okay, I'm gonna take that slingshot. I'm gonna take that first aid kit. Oh my goodness. Okay, and because I have a reporter, the top card of the item deck is always face up. Okay, so I have no way of getting to my ultimate. Oh, I could get there. I'm not gonna rest now because I don't have anything to like. No, I'm gonna have to because it's gonna come straight towards me and kill me otherwise. Yeah, we're gonna try to rest. Wish me luck. Nope, whiffed the rest. So I get to heal 1. The horror goes up from 5 to 6. I lose 1 time. My turn immediately ends. So I do have 2 times, so I can use that 2 times to get a guard card. Oh, goodness. Short rest, focus, sprint, search. Okay. So the first thing that he's going to do is move the nearest victim into the mirror dimension, which is going to be the reporter, our friendly reporter. And then he's going to... So that's why this has been so hard. Okay. So I just realized, because I'm silly, that he does not actually have a movement on his finale card. So all those times he was moving around killing things, he would not have. He would only have killed something if it was already in his space. He would have just been sucking people into the mirror dimension, getting ready to kill them. So, yeah. So that is why it's been so challenging. So next time I'll do better. Oh, I used an action to recover health. So I should have healed an extra 1. Because I wouldn't have equipped the slingshot yet because I wasn't going to be able to fight him yet. And then I would be able to do that during the victim, during the upkeep phase. So it would depend on where he ended up. Okay. I can't believe I did that. Okay. So we're going to reveal the next tarot card. People are disappearing. There is no one for him to move to our dimension. So when we resolve this symbol, we will instead increase bloodlust, which means we discard this last card. He will then move towards the closest thing to him, which is going to be the space where the reporter is, and he will kill the reporter from People Are Disappearing. So much for our friend the reporter. That did happen. What is this called? This is People Are Disappearing. The reporter's name was Halia. Halia had heard about the disappearances on the local news, but it never really felt real to her. Now, she cried out, her calls of help only seeming to echo across this dead, putrid copy of her town. As she slowly sank into despair, she heard a voice call out to her from the post office. Halia, it's me. Come quickly. It's not safe. She could just make out a hand waving to her through a nearby window. Relieved, she frantically ran to the door. The second she opened it, thousands of letters shot towards her, and every inch of her body sputtered blood. The disappearances finally felt real to her. Sure enough. And then we increase horror by 1, bringing us into the red zone. Now I can manipulate my items during the upkeep phase and equip that slingshot, which only affects Weak Strike and Furious Strike. The problem is I have to go into the mirror dimension in order to hit the thing. So that's all right. So, okay. All right, well, it's my turn. I have a walk, a guard, and a weak attack. So we're going to walk. And I whiffed on the walk. I don't get a tier because it wasn't a real one. It's just a half one. I can spend 3 to turn that into a success. So we'll do that. That turns that into 1 success. And I will head in this direction because that's the direction that I'm heading in. Yeah, that's it. Planning phase, I get 5. So I'm going to need to open a rift to go into things. I'm going to need a guard to defend myself. I'm going to take that combo card because it'll let me maybe open a rift. No, I'm going to take a close call card. And then these things. Okay. Killer phase. Killer goes to my space and tries to kill me. Oh, wait, that's not true. The killer does a time travel thing, but nothing happens. Oh, shoot. Upkeep phase. The killer deck was empty, so we actually reveal the finale, which is an interdimensional rift collapse. When revealed, everyone in the mirror dimension loses a house. So this one dies immediately. Great. And returns to our dimension. The Slayer has entered our dimension and can now target and attack in our dimension. Okay, so it's actually in our dimension. So it would have attacked twice, not once, is what will be happening. And it will come straight to me and do that. I think that means that I can now attack it because it's in our dimension now. And I'm going to read that that's what it means. So sure, but I'm going to have to survive these 2 attacks first. So the first attack is, oh, good, I got a double success and ignored all damage. Second attack is, I got 1 success and a secondary thing. It would do 5 minus 2 is 3. I'll take that 3 because that'll give me an extra dice on my attacks the next turn. Okay, cool. So now I can actually attack it from here. That's nice. Okay, so first things first, we're going to want to focus to try to get an extra dice back. With that, we'll discard a close call and a focus to turn that into a success. Okay. Then I can use weak attack to actually attack it. Oh my gosh, I'm going to do some damage. Oh, I get to roll 3 dice because I don't want to count that. Increasing bloodlust is not going to do harm. It'll move toward. Okay, it'll move when that happens. Not that that really matters. Okay, so I got 1 success. I'm going to discard that open a rift because it doesn't matter anymore in that walk to turn that into 2 successes, which is going to deal 2 damage, removing the interdimensional focus card. Okay, and then I'm going to short rest because I get to roll 3. 1 success on that, so I lose 1 time and I heal 1. Oh, this is all not going to be very smart. I get to spend. Oh, every time I use an action to recover health, I recover an additional health. Nope, because I didn't have that equipped. I'm going to need to keep the swing shot. No, swing shot will only modify weak attack or furious strike. Well, I'm going to spend that 4 to take this retaliate card. So I'm going to go down swinging, but also we realized that I played the rules wrong the whole time, so none of it matters. Okay, so it's going to attack me twice. So for its first attack, I'm going to retaliate. And I rolled 1 success, so I reduced the attack from 2, which means I still take enough to kill me, but I do 1 damage to the boss, so I got him down from 11 health to 10 health. But also, again, I really messed that up. I was moving him around the map. He should not have been killing things as fast as he was. I did make it much, much, much harder on myself. That was wild. I really, really, really appreciated the death texts in this one, that's for sure. All right, 2 more boxes to go. Next time is the Marek murders, then don't make a sound. 3 more things to go, because we have the Marek murders, we have don't make a sound, and then we have the one I'm most excited about, which is Terror from Destiny. And then we have the grandma extra character pack to still try. I don't know what I'm going to do with her. I guess she's going to fight the big bad wolf from season 2, because that seems thematically accurate. And then I'll be able to start the lore book. I don't know how much more of this I'm going to get through in today's taping session, but I'm going to really try to at least bang out one of each of these. All right, that was it for the Falconwood Files and me messing it all up. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Do not forget, keep those health bars full. Thank you and have a great day.